Welcome back to the Nav on the Issue show. Last week we talked about Joe Biden and how he let down America with the $15 minimum wage and how the media portrayed this failure. Today we're going to be moving to the other side of the aisle and talking about Congressman Matt Gaetz, who looks like Clark Kent if you like kids. Wait a second. Gaetz is in the news right now because of investigation of him for possible child sex trafficking, which is something nobody expected, and there's absolutely nothing in his past that points to his affiliation with child sex trafficking.
Shut up, you close-minded fool. Matt Gaetz has done deplorable things in his past that only point to his guiltiness. In 2017, there was a bill going through the House that would raise funding for anti-human trafficking efforts by the United States government. In a rare occasion, every single member of the House voted in favor of the bill, except for one, Matt Gaetz. Then, near the end of the Trump presidency, Gaetz asked Trump for a blanket pardon of him and other unidentified members of Congress. Trump didn't give it to him. On March 30th, Axios reported that Gaetz was considering leaving Congress to go work at Newsmax, a right-wing media corporation. The most damning piece of evidence, however, is that Gaetz is close friends with Joel Greenberg, a tax collector for Florida's Seminole County. Greenberg was arrested on dozens of counts that range from stalking a music teacher to using cryptocurrency to pay women under the age of 18 for sex. Not only this, but recently the media has found out that Greenberg plans on taking a plea deal and, if he cooperates with law enforcement, that he might rat out Matt Gaetz and others.
Okay, that was a blatantly rude interruption, extremely long, and a perfect segue into the next segment of the show, an analysis of all the things that the random guy you just listened to listed out. First things first, the anti-human trafficking bill. What was Matt Gaetz thinking when he voted against it? Nothing screams, I am not a human trafficker, more than being the only person out of literally 435 people voting against a bill to fight human trafficking. Also, did nobody else in Congress notice someone seriously oppose legislation to fight human trafficking? That didn't set off like any alarms in anyone's heads. It's just like, oh, like, yeah, this dude just, doesn't want us to save children. As for the blanket pardon, I'm surprised Gaetz didn't get it. After sucking up to Trump for his entire presidency, Gaetz deserved to be let off the hook for a crime he probably wouldn't even tell Trump he committed. Like, how do you think the call went for Gaetz? Hey Donald, how's the wife? You don't know? Okay, how's Barron? He's your son, Donald. That's good, that's great. I wanted to ask you something, Donald. As a parting gift for you on this stolen election by the Democrats and Antifa, I need something from you. I need a blanket pardon, Donald, for me and a couple of the guys in the house. Did we do anything illegal? No way! No! We didn't do anything illegal. It's just, we just kind of wanted a souvenir, Just like, the way you did Steve Bannon, but he actually committed it. Just, Scrap, we didn't commit any crimes. What's the reasoning behind it? Give me 1 second here. It's just the deep state liberals on a witch hunt trying to defame the second best Republican in office behind the great Donald Trump. That would be you, sir. So what do you say? Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Please, call me back when you can. I really need it. Like, seriously, I need it. But for no reason. Yeah. On top of that, Gaetz is also seriously considering leaving office for Newsmax. Like, what? Dude, I hate high school and I would rather do pre-calc than go work at Newsmax. You're a member of the most powerful government in the world and you decide to leave it to go work alongside a dude named Dick Morris? See, nobody would want to leave Congress to go work for Newsmax if they didn't have something they were trying to escape from that exists in the House. Finally, let's talk about Gaetz and Greenberg's connections. There's honestly nothing to joke about in this situation because if Greenberg did plead guilty and rat, Gaetz could be one to take the fall on some very serious charges. Before the video ends, I want to say that these are all allegations and no charges have been pressed yet on Matt Gaetz. However, a lot of the evidence right now does point us in a certain direction in the same way Gaetz gave directions to a 17-year-old girl one time. Gaetz is blaming a lot of the allegations thrown against him on the deep state, which I think is really funny because the deep state is a really good way to describe the places that he took 17-year-old girls. But in all seriousness, the deep state is literally just an Alex Jones conspiracy theory that was made to just blame all the issues on America on this leftist cabal that is very tied into QAnon theories. And what's surprising to me is that it's gotten to a point where that can be used as a serious argument and a lot of people on the right will believe it. See, if Matt Gaetz was a Democrat and he was trying to convince me that this was some big Republican conspiracy theory that was thought up on Parler, I would laugh and I would say, like, this dude is obviously lying. But because he's on the right, he can manufacture a lot of conspiracy theories, and a significant portion of those followers will believe him. While Gaetz did go on Tucker Carlson's show to say that this is all a lie and that his family's being blackmailed for not paying some random figure $25 million, we'll let the courts decide if that's true. If Matt Gaetz does get off, I also won't be as surprised either, as the blanket pardon he requested from Trump was from many different members of the House, meaning there's a lot of power at play here, and crimes tend to be forgotten about when so much power is consolidated into one court. Regardless, let's see where the investigation takes us. As for now, it's been great having you on the Nav on the Issue show, and I will see you guys next week.